playing a band before?
My name is Tommy Zee. I am a music producer slash composer slash founder of a company called Tommy Zee & Co. And my work, most of my work, is creating songs, scores, and sounds for the world's biggest brands. And when I'm not doing that, I'm teaching other talented musicians how to do the same. There are different levels to this game, okay? There are people who are on the front lines, and these are people like me. They're called music producers or music directors. And we are the ones who normally get the projects, and we are responsible for the overall result as far as the sound and music is concerned for the project. Now, the way that I get these projects and the way that my peers in the business get these projects is we have relationships with either advertising agencies who represent these brands, film directors who are shooting this particular piece of content or this campaign. And those are, I would say, mostly the two sources that generate these projects. So in other words, musicians always ask me, like, how do I work with a brand? Well, you don't. That's the simple answer. The reason why you don't is because brands don't actually make anything. You know, if you think of Red Bull doesn't even, Red Bull is not about creating energy drinks, okay? That's a misnomer. Some factory somewhere out there creates the energy drink and slaps a sticker on it. Red Bull's job is to create a story, okay? To create a feeling around this thing so that they can justify charging 3 times more than the can of caffeinated water that doesn't have the Red Bull sticker on it. So that's the brand's role, is to create that story. But in order to create this story, they don't do this in-house. They outsource this to partners. So the first partner is the ad agency. Every major brand will have an advertising agency. The advertising agency will come up with ideas. Let's do this thing for a TV campaign, or let's do that thing for a radio campaign, whatever is appropriate. And then once the ad agency and the brand decide this is what we're gonna do, then they pick artisans, creative craftspeople, production companies to actually make this content happen. And so an ad agency will then go out and find a film production company to shoot the film. And they will have a number of film companies to choose from. Each film company will submit what's called a pitch deck proposal treatment, where a film director will actually create a fancy looking PDF and go, this is a great idea. This is how I would like to shoot it. Okay. So then the ad agency picks the film production company. Then they shoot the film. Then they have to pick an editing company. So then they look at reels of different editors. And keep in mind, folks, this is the interesting thing. These are people who work full time in advertising. Like, you get film directors who literally, it is their life to shoot commercials for brands. Same with editors. There are editing companies that generate millions of dollars, and all they are working on is advertising. They're not working on full features or films or anything like that. They're working on ads. And the third people in the third major creative suppliers in that chain are music production companies. So once the film is shot, once it is edited, the ad agency and the creative people inside of the ad agency, we will go, okay, who do we want to work with for the music, for the sound? And so again, there is countless music production companies around the world that literally specialize in nothing but doing commercials and music for brands. And that may surprise you, because it surprised me. You know, back in the day when I was just like a DJ, remixer, producer, thinking the only way I could make money is like get a licensing deal or get a record deal or, you know, get paid for a remix. I was surprised because I was introduced to this world. I stepped in and I'm like, wow, this is a full-time career. Like, literally. That was 15 years ago. I'm still doing it full-time. So the way for, so then that's the third step. The music production company, the music producer like me is responsible for the project. And then where you come into play, you musicians around the world listening, is that I work with a roster of freelance musicians, and so do most of my peers and competitors in the business. Most music production companies that specialize in ads will actually work with freelance composers. When I say composers, I don't mean like Bach or Mozart, that you do classical music. We call composers anybody who creates fully polished songs, scores, or sounds, regardless of the genre, okay? And so every music production company has their roster. I have my roster. And these are freelance musicians who are working right out of their home studio. And they have the competency, the talent, the experience now, although not everybody started that way. But now these guys and gals are basically like professional craftspeople, able to pump out like 2-3 demos per day to various music production companies on whatever campaign for whatever brand that they're working on at the moment. And believe me, there's a lot going on every single day. Every brand is spending billions on marketing, and millions out of that goes to music. And just turn on your TV, turn on the internet, you see a lot of content being generated by brands, right? So there's a lot of work. And the way that you go about this work, and now I'm speaking to you, the average musician out there, is you have to make a connection with a person like me or my peers in the business called music producers at a music production company that specializes in advertising. So the path is clear. It's pretty concrete. It's simple, but it's not easy. You have to have an amazing talent, above average talent. There's a lot of really remarkable musicians in our business already. We are always looking for an edge. So every music producer wants an edge in their work. So we are always on the lookout for somebody who's able to create magic, you know, whatever your superpower is as far as sound is, we're always looking for somebody who is not average, for somebody who's doing something interesting, because that's what the ad agencies expect from us. And that's what the brands, the best brands in the world, are ultimately curators of art. Like, they are the patrons of art today. So you can bet your top dollar that a brand that respects itself and wants to move people is going to find the best film director, the best editor, the best music producer. And we, in turn, are going to find the best singer-songwriter, the best beat maker, the best composer, the best sound designer that we can on our end.